cars have always signified more than just good drives or good looks or a lot of technology inside. In fact, this is the segment where a lot of car makers get to experiment a lot, providing premium features, premium interiors, and a lot of other similar things. Now here we have one car, the Volkswagen Jetta, that is a little different from the newer cars in the competition. In fact, it doesn't even have a specific USB port, so to say, so it's got a restricted array of technology inside. But still, it does have a lot going for it. This is exactly what we're going to check out today in our review of the new Volkswagen Jetta. Now this is the Volkswagen Jetta that I'm driving, and I'm constantly reminded of it as I drive. It's got an incredible drive quality, and in fact, of all the D-segment sedans that we've tested so far, this seems to have the best driver experience and the ride quality so far. All in terms of safety, stability, handling, acceleration, power, you name it. It's got a brilliantly weighted steering which feels really great to hold. It's got decent feedback as well, and it's very well weighted. It feels pliant, it feels stable, it feels really solid. It's also leather wrapped, so that adds a touch of premiumness. Apart from that, acceleration is smooth, acceleration is powerful as well. It's a tad laggy on the diesel engine, but that's kind of expected from the diesel motors. Apart from that, the suspension is well balanced. The overall car remains very stable, and all of this makes the Volkswagen Jetta's ride quality excellent. Even in terms of the drive, when I'm driving, I really feel enjoying the drive. It's really enjoyable. It's got an adjustable steering as well, so I can find my riding stance very easily, and all of this makes the Volkswagen Jetta a brilliant drivers and riders experience. Now, as against a number of cars that we've seen in this segment, the Volkswagen Jetta does miss out on a number of equipment on this list. For instance, it does not get a sunroof, neither does it get a bigger touchscreen. It gets a resistive touch display, and for the other part, it does make use more of the MID than of the screen itself. The screen is also, it does have a color resolution, but is not very vibrant as well. It's also got a slightly restrictive nature of usage, as you will see very soon. For instance, when I'm about to pair with Bluetooth, there's no option on the screen that will prompt you to connect with Bluetooth. You just have to directly go to your phone settings, and then you see VW phone, which you tap, and the rest you see on the MID, where you tap on connect from your steering control. You tap on OK, and then you select your own phone, and it's a short wait, and then you pair with your phone with the passcode. It takes a short while to get connected, but not too long, and there you go. It's gonna connect my music player now as well. Now it's connected, and all of your phone settings, or most of your phone settings, can be accessed through the MID, which is kind of different from what the other sedans implement. For example, you go here and you can get access to your phone book from within the MID. You can also dial numbers. It's a little inconvenient to choose a number like this. Anyway, we're gonna quickly cancel that. You also get your call register for missed calls. You can see your missed calls over here. And you also get a voice mailbox and your Bluetooth settings. You can choose Bluetooth visibility and set your phone's name, what it's going to be shown on the MID and the display. And apart from that, you can go to your settings, where you can set to update your phone book, choose how the list looks like, and you can also set a default ringtone, that is the ringtone of the infotainment unit that's going to play when you get a call. It's got a number of interesting options. So this is how the MID works for the phone. It's a little different from how most infotainment units work. Most of them use the touch screen, but not here. The VW Jetta actually uses a lot of the MID to control your settings and other options as well. Now I can go to the media and choose Bluetooth. Now let me remind you, once you're not connected, you will not get the BT audio option and you will only get option for aux. Surprisingly, the Volkswagen Jetta also does not get a dedicated USB port, although it does get an SD card and a CD player. And of course, it misses out on a native navigation unit. You have to use your own phone's maps for the navigation. It also does not get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So this is a very bare bones system that we have here. Just an FM AM modulation, your standard music playback by Bluetooth, and when you switch to phone, you get your call lists where you go to dial numbers and you get the people you've called, and you get a keypad here to make the calls, and of course access to your phone book, as you can see here, and you can search by name as well. So you do get phone controls but no messages. So it's just phone controls and music. That is all you get with the Volkswagen's infotainment unit. Now for the music playback, you get three options. One is the SD card slot. Apart from that, you get an aux connectivity and the CD, apart from your standard Bluetooth connectivity. Now once you go to the media and you've paired your phone, you can easily go to your phone's music player and play the music. Now the audio can go really low as well, and it can also go very high. Now with all of this, we have a quick access switch. This can actually be configured from the setup, but we've configured it to give us the equalizer. And this is what our equalizer looks like right now. You cannot exactly swivel it across, but you can use the plus minus buttons to adjust it as per your preference. And go back to media. Selection gives you a choice of sources depending on what all options you have. And it's mostly just aux and Bluetooth right now. You can also control the volume from your steering wheel, and you can control the track as well. So that's it for the music playback. It's got a fairly vanilla layout. It's got nothing fancy going on about it, and it does get its work done. That's about it. Now the MID actually gets a lot more functionality than it gets on any other car. For instance, if you go to FM, and you get a number of options. For instance, over here you get FM channel control. You switch between panels, and this is your standard screen of information. You get distance to empty, you get distance covered. This is a standard trip meter over here, and the average speed of commuting in your last mile, and a speed warning on the road if that's any of them is there. Total travel time, fuel consumption, which is mileage, and average fuel consumption so far on your car. So all of this does make it pretty comprehensive. This is where you get all the settings for your car, language, your all the data that's available on the MID. You go to convenience and you get central locking option, window options, mirror down, mirror adjustment, factory settings, and you go back, you get lights. You get bending lights, which are coming home lights and leaving home lights, as they say, which remain switched on for as long as you'd ask for. You get daytime running lights. You get a chance to switch them off. You get lane changing flash lamps and a travel mode as well. Apart from that, you get to adjust your time as well from the MID. You get to choose winter tires if they are active or not, and units as is standard within all MIDs, and servicing information, and that's it through the MID. So this is in essentiality all the settings that the Volkswagen Jetta has in the infotainment console contained within the tiny multi information display that is also monochrome. So all of these are controlled from the steering wheel, which makes it pretty easy to control when you're driving. But apart from that, not all settings can be used very efficiently. For instance, within your phone, it does get a bit tedious to keep on tapping down till you find the right contact, but you do get the option in any case if you do not want to use the touchscreen for some reason. Now the Volkswagen Jetta does not get a rear parking camera, but what it does get is this switch, which activates all the parking sensors around the car. It does get sensors on the front and the rear, so it's not as convenient as having a camera and sensors, but it's still alright, seeing that the sensors are pretty efficient. For instance, in the front, as soon as someone walks in, we've got a producer Appu walking in, and as soon as he's right up close, you can see the sensors are relaying, telling me that he's close by, and now he's gone away, so you can see it's gone. He's gonna walk up close from the rear as well, and as he does, you can see that the sensors are showing that he's approaching. It's not exactly beeping an alarm right now since I'm static, but otherwise it does beep a sharp alarm as per your proximity from the object. These are fairly efficient, these are fairly accurate and sensitive, but yes, we do miss a rear parking camera in such an expensive car. Now Volkswagen's Climatronic climate control unit is laid out in a fairly simple but elegant way. This is the blower control and the AC temperature control over here, with the defogger controls over here. You can switch off the system or sync temperatures between the two dual climate zones within the car. This is for the airflow within the car, and apart from that, it's fairly comfortable. The blower is a tad bit noisy as you turn it up, which you will need to in the heat, but apart from that, the AC works fairly well, and you do get graphic representation of the airflow and the temperature from the display as well. Now, just like the other elements of this car that fuses simplicity and elegance together, the back seat is also a similar story. You get full leather seats with a very generous armrest, cup holders over here, you get front storage, side bottle holders, and a very premium appeal over here. You get wood inserts, you get 2 speakers on each doors, individual backlights and combined backlight as well for reading and other purposes. And on an overall term, I'm very comfortable here. Being as tall as I am, I'm seated pretty comfortably. Thigh support is a little lacking, but it's still good enough. Seating 3 over here might be a little difficult owing to the very protruding central pillar, but you get AC vents and you get storage here as well. You get a power socket for a car charger, and all in all, it's a very compact, it's a very elegant, it's a very comfortable back seat to be in. Now, other elements of technology within the Volkswagen Jetta include speakers on the top. You get a standard sunglass holder and quick access buttons for car info and car settings, which you need to press for 2 seconds each to get a quick call from a Volkswagen representative. Apart from that, you get your standard light switch and individual light switches as well. To sum everything up, the Volkswagen Jetta does not really have a lot of technology inside per se. It does provide you an infotainment unit that gives you access to your phone contacts and calling. It gives you access to music, but it doesn't get any navigation, and as a major con, does not have any default USB port inside for charging or connectivity. Apart from that, it is fairly intuitive and confident. It gives you a good ride and good drive quality as well. It is pretty good and peppy to drive. But in terms of technology, it still falls behind a lot of other cars in its competition. That's it from us about the Volkswagen Jetta. Tune in to Digit for other videos like this. acceleration is smooth. There is a slight sense of turbo lag on the 2.0.
The Volkswagen calls its clap.
It's by far one of the best ride qualities that we've had till date.